All right, so all the revelations, pretty big. Everyone from Original Sin came back. So, if you remember from last time, Behemoth wanted to destroy the world because Seth was making it evil. But then he saw how well the humans had gotten along despite all the evil. Now, Behemoth is more kind-hearted than Levia. Um, but Levia has the advantage of having gone around the world as Aluka and seeing all these things. So back in the Friends song about her and her friends, I chose the quote, "Everyone laughs, I laugh too. Surely something like fate can be changed." So we can hope that Levia has the same thoughts as Behemoth, and she can see, let's see, what was that quote? "In a world plagued by malice, goodness still endures within the hearts of man." And she's the soul god, so souls and evil and stuff is very important for her. Right. So how we're gonna do this is there are 3 songs for envy, 3 songs for wrath, 3 songs for greed, and then the last song, which is basically is like closes the 7 sins. So we're just gonna do envy for now. The Tailor of Envy Zaka. This one's a classic. Yeah, it's a Japanese style.
That's what I suspected. Once she said that it was the young person, I was like, that's just gonna be his family members.
Yeah.
They're not getting out of this one.
All right. So this is the year 842. Rahab had an itty-bitty baby, and she's an only child. Rahab is the demon of envy. She's the fish in the profile pic. Now, there are in fact 7 only children from here on out, and it's important to realize that while it does say only, one way or another, they're going to inevitably have another sibling somewhere. Rahab is the demon of envy. She decided to leave her vessel and live as a human. So she used the uber-advanced swap technique on a woman in Jakoku named Kagura Octo. Kagura was trapped in the vessel while Rahab went to live on as her, having a daughter named Kayo. But let's talk about the other child first. Long ago, before the demons or Adam and Eve or even the founding of Levianta itself, Rahab was a human, and she had another daughter. So 2 children, one now and one back then. It's important that I'm pointing this out. This daughter was everything a parent would want to see in their child. Perhaps someone was trying to make up for what their own parents didn't want to see. She was also a super genius, graduating college at 6 and going on to work under her mother in the medical field. But while Rahab provided for the girl physically, she failed emotionally. For one, Rahab was also a prostitute and would frequently leave to go after men. Secondly, she was actually envious as her daughter rose above her career-wise. They never did mend their relationship, neither before or after death. Rahab did better raising Kayo, and despite wanting to leave the human world after her husband died, decided to wait until Kayo got married. Afterwards, she made herself disappear from society and retreated to the sea, turning herself into a mermaid instead of her previous fish form. Kayo Sudo succeeded her mother's work as a tailor in Mbizaka and later married Gakuga Octo. They had a son named Ren who inherited not the black hair of his grandmother's body, but the blonde of her soul. They would have been a happy family had Gakuga not been so drunk and promiscuous. A few years later, a fire broke out in the neighborhood and everyone was scrambling to cross the bridge to safety. Gakuga was separated from his wife and child, but managed to escape the fire. Kayo and Ren weren't so lucky and were caught in a collapsing building. When she regained consciousness in her neighbor Mei Moroku's house, she was told that her son was found dead. Kayo was horrifically burnt, so after Mei treated her wounds, she was moved to the Octo family mansion to recover. She was cared for by the maid Bafuko. Bafuko had blonde hair, 97% likely rather short given the overall context, so Kayo would frequently address her as Ren. While Bafuko was a master in corporal medicine, there was absolutely nothing she could do to help Kaio's mental state. It was so bad that despite being perfectly healed, she still imagined her face full of scars. Kaya's tailor shop had been rebuilt, and she was ordered to return home despite Bafuku arguing that she should stay in the mansion longer. In return for her help, Kayo agreed to make Bafuko a Western outfit for the maid's transition to working at the local trade house. So let's talk about this place they're in. Jakoku is the country. It's like Japan. Onigashima is one of the islands. Now, what's special about this island is that back when the Europeans and missionaries were first visiting Japan, things were going well, and then people started being worried that the Western stuff would take over, so it was closed and the Westerners were persecuted. But there was still trading with the Dutch, so they would go to this island and do trading. So the island, so the island is called Onigashima. That's like the little Dutch island for the trading and stuff. When Kaya went to the trade house to deliver the dress, she saw Iluka there, who offered to help with her burns. Iluka performed the swap technique, giving her the body of Kayo's distant ancestor, Lucana Octo. Now Kayo has the pink hair and Iluka has black. So now Iluka changed her hair. Worried that no one would recognize her, Iluka reassured Kayo that to everyone in town she would still look as she did before. Now, besides the burns, they had hoped the swap would heal Kayo's mind and her growing envy towards her neighbors and their surviving families. It didn't, and when Kayo spotted Mei's husband Kai on the street, she thought it was Gakuga simply because his face was burnt. She's like, "Oh, that person's face is burnt, must be my husband." One night, Kayo had a prophetic dream that she was at trial for killing Kai's family. In the dream, Kai said he started the fire to burn down the trade house because he was part of an anti-foreign group. War was declared on the group, and the conflict ended up destroying the island. Learning Kai really was the culprit, Kayo was determined to get revenge, but in a way that would prevent the war. At her trial, she adhered to her insanity and insisted that Kai really was her cheating husband, and that's why she murdered the family.
Who murdered the family?
Oh, no, just the person in the story. Yeah. Okay, well, just tell me when you're gonna kill me, okay?
Work tomorrow?
Yeah. What?
Green Street Market. Tomorrow afternoon on Green Street.
Oh, where are you going?
I'm gonna see what you get at the Green Street Market. It's a farmer's market.
Oh, okay.
It's the one where we get the eggs sometimes, duck eggs.
Oh, you got
Oh, okay.
Missy?
I like this song.
I got like a dozen pair of thoughts about many weeks ago in Ive.
Oh no. That's what she looked like before the swap. Alright. My bad. Um, according to legend, Kokatan Doji, that's the boy that was with the monk. Yeah, was born from a tree and found by an elderly couple. One day he saw a mermaid who told him his real mother was a pink-haired woman in Onigashima. Rahab saw her daughter's grief from a distance and hoped a reunion with her quote-unquote son would help. Kokatan set out with his two friends, Inukichi and Saruteta. On the way to the island, they went about playing vigilantes and making a name for themselves. Shortly after his arrival, Kokutan learned the truth about Ren, but remained with Kaio as her son. While in Envidaka, Sariteto went about trying to get information on the legendary twin blades of Levianta, said to be a part of her family. Inukichi fell in love with Bafuko, who only agreed to go on a date with him because of his pestering. I looked for a fanfic. I did, but I couldn't see one. That would have been hilarious. Rin Muraku was Kai's youngest daughter. That's the yellow one. She was waiting years for someone unknown. After her mother and sister's murder, she moved to live with her grandfather and recover. There she dreamt about her past life as a princess and a future prophecy that Kaio would kill her. Yep, this is really Anne's reincarnation. She returned to Mbizaka to stay with her father a week, and the night after she got her hairpin, she went to the coast. Kaio was there ready to kill her, but Rin pulled out a mirror and summoned the pride demon to save her. Nothing happened, and she was easily murdered. Yeah, like a few centuries later, she meets the pride demon, and she's like, "Yeah, some help you were." After Kaio killed Rin, she ran away, and Kokutan was bothered at the thought she could be a murderer. When he went to find her, he saw her surrounded by soldiers and covered in Kai's blood. Kaio was sentenced to death, but when the executioner tried to decapitate her, the blade only wounded her. Now, Kaio didn't make a contract, as the spirit in her scissors was the human Kagura, and not a demon. Instead, because Rahab was her mother, she passed down the envy hereditarily. After the trial, Kokutan returned to the tailor shop and found Bafuku waiting for him. He was made to remember his true identity as Alan and was given the now empty key to behead Kaio with. It worked, and Kaio's head was put on display. So that's what's in behind the contractor. Let's go to Gakuga. He survived the fire by sprouting wings and flying away. He's venoming his descendants so he can do that. He was found on a mountain having lost his memory by a monk named Gyara. Gyara trained him, and after his death, Gakuga, now called Gakusha, set off to learn about his past. At Mbizaka, he went to say the prayers for Kaio, where he met Kokutan. He wasn't affected by the illusion and saw Kaio in her new form with pink hair, so he didn't recognize her. As he and Kokutan were heading back to town, he was suddenly hit with all his memories. What happened was that when Gyara died, he was accidentally sent to the Hellish Yard, so Gamelia gave him a free wish for his troubles. He wished for Gakusha to have his memory back. Iluka returned to collect the scissors, only to find Rahab wasn't in them. Kagura told her what happened, and they went to the coast. After Rahab and Iluka argued a bit, Iluka forced her back in her vessel. So all this time I'm saying Iluka, it's actually Levia. Okay, yeah. The actual Iluka is in the random country with Kuro. Alan told his friends that Bafuka was taking him to a distant country to look for his parents. Alan and Kagura were taken back to the Heavenly Yard, and Alan was put back in the box. Meanwhile, in Hell, Gamelia liked that Kaio had Iluka's body and had her tailor some clothes. So now we have 3 not only children: Kaio, the smart girl, and Kokuchan. Why isn't Rin included? Because she's Miku's sister. The next 2 sins happen together, then immediately lead into the 4 endings, so here's a little intermission. This is So, this next song is just a random Rin song for the Clockwork Lullaby, but Rose Red made it be about this character called Ma. Ma is very important from here on out. So we're gonna watch this, and then I'm gonna describe to you what Ma is. I remember walking downtown listening to this.
Oh, that's great.
It's gonna be hard to read lyrics, but
Okay. Persevere.
well, they're not too important. It's just a really nice song. No, don't wash the dishes. Welcome in the morning.
But let mom know that's why you're not gonna do it.
I'll have to show you the background. What is Ma? The explosion caused Levia, Irina, and Eve's souls to become stuck inside Luca's body. If they could escape each other, I reckon they would, but it's like they're all squished together. If someone wanted to separate them, perhaps they would. But without an extreme knowledge of souls, they could risk causing some sort of catastrophic damage in the process. I mean, Levia is a literal soul god, and she can't do anything to save herself. I'm looking at you, Marthy. You dissing my boy. Now, Ma is a fourth soul, except she isn't exactly a soul. She's like energy with a personality. But she wants to have a soul, and to do that, she needs to be pure. But a pure being can't have impurity in it, so she has to transfer it somewhere else. So, from here on out, when I say Aluka, when I say Kaio, that's going to be Ma, because Ma is going to be in charge. She's going to go around suppressing the other three, trying to be pure. She's going to be the new big bad.
Okay. It's like, in a book, this person has multiple personalities.
Yes.
And there's just one that hasn't actually fully taken form, but it's like creeping up, and it's starting to sometimes like manifest, and it's called Shapeless, and that's kind of like what Ma is.
And something similar to that is also happening in Levia personally, but we'll get to that. Okay, so this next picture, it's gonna look like a funny meme, but it's going to have all the context one of these days. So, so Bafuko is obviously Bahamo. He was sent down to get Alan back, and he's like, "Oh, I have a body. I may as well enjoy this." So he procrastinated. Now he made himself look like a girl, and the reason why he was able to get inside that body was because he made it himself. It's not like a birth body. And I'm pretty sure it looked exactly like Levia for future reasons, because he really likes the way Levia looks. Now, could he become a girl if he wanted to? Yeah, he could. But he doesn't for a cute reason having to do why he likes Levia so much. So we're going to learn about that in the future. Did you want to move into Wrath or did you want to stop?
I need to put away my bra, so...
Yeah, okay, we're going to stop.
I need to strain it and stuff.
Alright.